Howdy, and welcome to the Lunch Table Podcast, a podcast where we like to collect stuffed animals because we are jealous that we can't get that stuff. Can you? Has anyone stuffed you like that before?
Thanksgiving turkey.
And the man who's been stuffed many, many times. That's right. My right-hand man, Mr. Google himself, Drew. Don't call me Plushy. Lotsonizer!
You gonna ever let that go?
No. Not until it stops bothering you.
It's gonna bother me until my dying day.
Well, then it's going to be stuck with you till your dying day.
It's gonna be with me until I go into your brain through your nose and take out the conscious part of you that knows the word.
No, it's like in my bone marrow now. My body has known it so long. It's just in my DNA. Oh, it got back up.
I'm gonna give you a partial lobotomy just to make you forget one word. What's that word?
You sound like every 1940s doctor. And your host, with the most.
I'm gonna put fentanyl in your vitamins to make you forget one word. Cockroaches in his crawl space.
No, I don't. One thing I don't have is bugs. All right? I've been trained.
It's the bug man.
I've been trained.
It's the bug
Oh,
man.
that was loaded. I've been trained. You can cut the one part out. Cut the one part out.
No.
Carl Jones.
You wanted glitter last episode. Fuck you.
Let's get into it. Drew, why are you trying to mess with a man and his glitter?
I'm not some dog that you can say bark,
You did it, though.
say roof.
You did it. You did both. And I didn't even have to
I
ask.
said bark. I didn't actually bark.
I don't know. When you... It's on tape. Let's rewind it.
I'm not some dog that you can say bark,
You did it, though.
say roof.
You did it. You did both. When you bark, it literally echoed.
Yeah.
So
Everything
that's a bark
echoes.
to me. It was loud enough. Echoed.
What are some words that like you actually do while you say them? Like a howl. A howl. You're not howling as you say
A
howl.
moo.
Moo. But what if I say moo? But I'm mooing.
Yeah,
But that wasn't a moo.
No, I said moo. You just got to say it in their accent.
All right.
No, not right. Because you didn't do it. You were wrong.
No, don't say it with an accent. Just say it naturally, and that's what you're actually doing.
Quack.
That's a fair point. That's a fair point. Fucking retarded duck back here.
We forgot to change it. Oh, episode 200.
Woo!
Woo! That was dangerous.
My turn!
Ah! That's fun. It's addicting, isn't it? We'll put this away. Episode 200. Do I have my soaring eagles? What? Uh-oh. Oh, no. Oh, he's going straight Indian. And I don't mean dot. I mean feather. Oh, here he comes. What is that? Dude, that's cute. Oh. You broke it. You couldn't even use it.
I was going to use 70 Saint.
It's been stuck in there for like months now. You finally take it out to use it, and you break it.
I'm going to hit the camera. Oops.
Woo! 200!
I don't get an extra one?
It's fine if you want.
Yes, I want. Woo! 200!
200! Okay. Drew, what are we doing today? I am so far gone. What are we doing?
We're going to see how well we can do some talking, and then if we have time, we're going to do some blind rankings.
Ooh.
Actually, you know what? We might sprinkle some stuff in.
Okay.
Let's talk blind rank, talk blind rank.
Okay.
Let's have some fun with it.
Sure. Where would you like to start? Are we ranking like who we think our favorite football team's going to draft?
We could do that, but we're not going to do that.
Nah.
That's for like your other podcast where you have like your sports thing.
I don't have one of those.
You were going to have one.
I
It
know.
made me insanely jealous.
Why?
Because it was going to be without me.
Okay,
That's why I started
but
liking sports.
Yeah, but I asked you to be, and you said no.
You never asked me to be
Yeah,
in it.
so you can't
never
be-
asked me to be in it. You're a dirty old liar right now.
Nuh-uh. I don't
dirty old
lie.
liar.
Yo, bro, the only one lying is this rug. I
Carpet.
ain't lying. I ain't no
You
carpet.
lying.
Okay? I ain't no carpenter. I ain't no carpet. I ain't no carpenter.
Do you want to start on the downslope?
Sure. What about this medicine's got me curious. What's up with this medicine you got on the board here?
Okay, so I want to say 6 months ago,
Okay.
after the summer, remember me telling you that I'm considered a non-diabetic right now.
Yeah.
I was still taking insulin to kind of like keep my body there. Had to have an injection every day, everything like that. I'm off it.
Nice.
Yeah,
Yeah. Congratulations.
I'm on a.
You don't
I'm on a different medicine that is
steroids?
no.
You inject those?
I do, but I'm still injecting.
You do?
these. I could.
You said you do. I knew you were on steroids.
I'm just very strong. No. It's like the Ozempic thing.
Oh, so you're gonna have. You already have a flat butt. It's gonna get flatter.
Possibly, but then the rest of me is going to get flatter.
Yeah, but that's like cheating.
Why?
What do you mean? Why?
No.
Let me take Ozempic and
It's
cheat.
cheating for people that do not need it. The original recipe for
Yeah, but I thought you don't need medicine now.
the medicine is originally for blood control, sugar control.
Sugar control.
Right.
Yeah, and the side effect is losing weight.
Right.
Yeah, but you're.
So I'm using it for
No,
its
that's-
intended purpose.
Yeah, but don't stand on your moral fucking high ground. Okay. First off, you had to purposely get diabetes to get this moral high ground,
Okay.
which is already bad. Okay, because there's a lot of bad morals to get it, like destroying your body.
I was going to say that there wasn't a time where I was sitting there going, I'm going to fucking get diabetes. And I know that I fucking joked about that.
100% we did.
I never intentionally went out to go become diabetic. It's just my shitty genetics.
I don't know. There were signs, I think.
Okay, then you should be diabetic too.
No. Drew, there were signs like the tubs of, cheese, cottage cheese you would just buy and eat. You have a spoon in your fucking glove box.
I don't actually have one in there right now.
I know. You probably had to get rid of it. That's what's helped.
It got coated and stuff.
Just think, at one point you had a designated fucking fork drawer in your car.
That's not any weirder than people that have like plastic forks in their car.
That's a little weird to me. Who just carries silverware? Like, I'm not that ready to eat. If I am, I'm getting a sandwich because it's just all carried. Like, who's ready to eat such a big meal in their car that you need a fucking fork?
You never just wanted soup in your car?
No! Not once! No! Not once was I driving. I was like, you know what would be great? A liquid that can splash around that's really fucking hot while I drive.
I watched this one dude as we were driving down the highway stick his hands through the steering wheel and feed himself a bowl of cereal while he was driving.
No. Like, see, that's just like, what's the point? Just eat a cereal bar. This is why they make beef jerky. This exact moment is why they make beef jerky. So you can drive with one hand. Pay attention.
You don't need Reese's Puff cereal. Just go get yourself a Reese's. Save yourself 15 minutes eating it.
They got ones now with PB&J and fudge and all kinds of stuff.
Yeah.
Fudge.
Yeah.
I haven't tried them because they
Fudge.
look kind of gross.
First
First off,
Reese's Cups?
yeah.
I always feel like that they're taking away from the actual ingredients that I want.
Mm-hmm. I
they
didn't ask for jelly.
Like they had the ones that had Reese's Puffs in it, and I'm like, it's the same fucking flavor. You're just filling it with air.
Well, but crunch. You're filling it with crunch. I like nuts in my mouth because I like to crunch.
Nice.
Yeah, sure. I like to crunch. Sorry, but I want something a little bit more resistant in my mouth than just like a Reese cup. I do though.
I think you would like the fudge then.
That's too much.
Where you bite it and it squirts down the back of your
No.
throat. You like lava cakes?
No. Lava cakes are all right. But when I bite it, I want it to be like a root. You know, like something like real thick consistency where it's like I got to gnaw on it for a while. I don't know why, but that's my snacks, man. Talking about that,
like a reverse blow pop.
Yeah, or like a jawbreaker. Those ones I like a lot. Hard candies, stuff that crunches. Or like even health wise, I like the stuff that always crunched. That's why I like the nuts and stuff like that. They're a little tough to chew through.
I like soft stuff.
That's why you got a soft jaw.
Soft jaw. I think we have determined in the medical books here that soft things gives you diabetes and crunchy things.
It might.
That's our conclusion, and we're sticking to it.
I was reading where they say people who eat softer foods are more likely to have the recessed jaws, like where it's pulled real far back, because like you're not building the muscles up that you need. And they said that's why we need braces today, is because our mouth isn't nearly as strong as they used to be and big, since we stopped eating roots from the ground and started eating like soft foods.
Potatoes count? Potatoes are roots kind of from the ground?
Yeah, I'm assuming if they're not cooked, they count. If they cook, they don't count.
What if they're...
Like mashed potatoes can't count, dude.
What if they're crunchy from the fryers?
No, don't count. Unless they're like black crunchy.
Right.
Then that might count. Like, there's definitely a spectrum here. And eventually you make your way back.
No nutritional value, just...
No. The nutritional value goes out the window.
Jaw aerobic.
Jaw strength. Which they sell those rubber balls to shut people up. But if you chew on them...
Dude, there's like 2 dudes at the gym that wear those, and I fucking laugh every time I walk in. Like audibly.
Like that are chewing?
Yeah, like audibly I will laugh at them as I walk.
Like the gas mask I get when people wear the mask, because that restricts breathing. So like it's making you work harder,
No, it's
which
like
increases your lungs.
It's like they have a stress ball in their
yeah.
mouth.
Like it's part of their workout, their jaw workout today.
Do that at home while you're watching
Yeah,
TV.
that's right. That's something you do right at home. You do that when you're taking your bath and painting your nails. Not at the gym. So, dude, I just got my real ID because we're going on vacation here soon.
I took my brother to the DMV to go get his too.
Yeah? How did that go?
It was actually pretty quick. He was in and out in probably a half hour.
The first day I went and I blocked off sometime after lunch. So,
Wait, I do know this day because your girlfriend got locked out of her house. Your house.
twice. Yes.
Yeah, and she messaged me. I was out with my mom, and I went, "What do you expect me to do about it?" And I was like, "Go to where your boyfriend works, which is within walking distance.
Yeah.
The whole reason that you..."
Right.
And she goes, "He's not there." I said, "Where the fuck is he?"
Right. Well, and
Sorry.
but she locked, like something happened the other day because her key wasn't working again.
Oh, I know.
Which was funny because like the first time she got locked out and she was out there for a while, and I was like, just use the back door. And then she did, then it worked.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
That's how I had to get into your back door.
yeah. Then the other day
The
other day she got locked out again, and I told her, because I'm cutting people's heads. I'm working. My phone's not on me and I just can't answer it.
Yeah.
Like, if I don't know the person that well, if I stop during his haircut and answer my phone, that doesn't look good. So, like, by the time I saw the text, it was already, like, 40 minutes ago she texted me. When I get home, I told her, I was like, why didn't you just literally walk into the barbershop and come get the key from me? I was like, what? Well, I didn't want to bother
her your key.
She's like, I didn't want to bother you. And I went,
You're sitting outside in the
you're
cold
texting
weather.
me, though. But it's weird to say you don't want to bother me, but you're texting me. Because then you're either way, you're bothering me. And I'm not saying it's wrong. What you did was right. But, like, to be scared to come in over the text is just weird.
Actually, you might get more of a response when you come in.
Exactly. You're actually going to, oh, yeah, here you go. Where a text, I'm not going to acknowledge it right away.
Right.
Because my phone.
Maybe in between clients. But
And my phone's going to go off for something that the podcast, or it goes off for anybody who schedules an appointment, or so it's going off all the time. I'm not just going to check any random noise it makes because I'm thinking like it's probably an email or something. So, like I told her, just come in. Like, why are you standing
that's
out in the
kind
cold?
of the idea why you moved where you did.
Exactly. Just come in.
I felt so bad, man, because I was out in like an entirely different state.
Yeah.
And she was like, I'm locked out.
She legitimately called Jared. And Jared's like, just come to the barbershop. And never did. She just eventually she got in somehow. Yeah. Then I told her, I was like, listen, your deadbolt works just fine, right? Yeah. Just lock the deadbolt.
Yeah,
I was like,
do that one.
I was like, trust me, the doorknob ain't locking a lot of people out. It's this big. The little doorknob, little stopper is this big. Anyone can kick your door in. I was like, the one that matters is the deadbolt.
Yeah.
That's the one that's actually going to stop somebody. So I was like, just lock the deadbolt.
All right, man, let's do one of these blind rankings here. Let's see how
Okay.
you do. Blind rankings, remember, I'm going to give you the thing, and you have to put them in top 5. And and then we'll review your list here at the end. Number 1, this is movies, by the way. The Avengers. The OG Avengers.
Okay, so top 5?
Top 5.
OG Avengers will put 3. I think that's a good middle.
Good middle.
Good middle.
I like it.
Good middle. I like it. I like it as strong, but I feel like there's going to be something better on here, and I don't want to rank it too high.
Okay. Old Boy.
Old Boy?
Old Boy, 2003 film, thriller action, South Korean.
I don't even know
I don't
it.
know it. I don't know it.
Is it randomly picking?
Yeah.
Pick another choice. Screw that.
All right, we'll put that at 5 for you then.
Yeah.
The Lord of the Rings.
Ooh, see, I knew something would be better. We'll put that at 2.
2?
Yeah.
Okay. Titanic.
That is a good one. But I don't know. I don't think it has the replayability. We'll go 4. So the last one's going to have to be 1.
Number 1 is 7. That's actually a really good movie.
I'm not upset with how the list came.
Really good movie.
I'm okay with this list. Read them off to me.
1 second here. You have 7, Lord of the Rings, The Avengers, Titanic, and Old Boy.
What other way would you put it?
No, I think you got it.
I think, yeah. Ding. Out of the park.
Maggot.
So, dude, when I first went to the DMV, right, it was really packed. I only took an hour and some off for work. Definitely didn't work out. I was waiting in line. They were nowhere near calling my number. I had to leave.
What day did you go? Was it Tuesday?
Wednesday?
Thursday?
Wednesday, I think.
Okay.
It was a Wednesday because usually my Wednesdays are lighter, so I took like time off on that day to not screw my other days. But it didn't work out, so I had to take time off the next day. And I took time off the morning, and I went in the morning the next day to see if I could actually get this ID because I need it to fly. I'm going to need it to get back home.
Yep.
Right?
And the change for your real ID, the cutoff point deadline is the 7th.
I'll be able to get there.
Yeah, but you won't be able to come back.
Yeah. They're going to be like, no, we knew who you were coming down, but we forgot. You're going to need better ID.
So the general idea of this is that it's like a passport for your real ID.
Really what it is the federal government came out and basically said, hey, the IDs that the states are giving out are not good enough for us. So you have to add more paperwork. And you're like, okay, what's the paperwork you want added? We need 2 forms of mail to see where they're living.
Right.
Oh, that's what's going to identify people? Yeah. So their social security card and their birth certificate. Yeah, but we need their mail.
So when I went for my one in West Virginia, they were so strict about it. And first off, that was when it was first coming out.
Yeah.
They wouldn't even let you do just regular mail. It had to be a bill in your name with that specific address.
Yep.
So like if I had like a flyer or something that had my name and my address, it wasn't good enough. It needed to be like, even I went to go use my bank information, not available to be used because it's not a bill.
There's just it's just stupid.
Yeah.
It's no different than anybody. I forget the cutoff. I think it's 70s, or I think it's anyone born before 74. They don't have a raised seal on their birth certificate. The birth certificate doesn't count anymore.
Oh,
They
really?
all have to go get new ones.
Damn.
Yep. Everybody who's been coming in, that's one of the big things for them to switch their IDs. Those birth certificates aren't any longer any good. You have to,
Damn.
or marriage license and stuff like that too, because they're not raised seals. So you have to go get all new ones.
I don't even know if I have my regular birth certificate. All I have is a copy that I use for everything, and everybody accepts it.
Yeah, pretty soon, probably not. But you already got your real ID. But either way,
Right.
the second day I went, very early in the morning, nobody was there. It was perfect. But I already had a card. They already gave me like a card for my picture, so I press whatever card, and of course, as soon as my ticket comes out, the thing goes ding. Well, number, like as soon as the ticket's coming out, it's already dinging me to go in the back. So I go into the back. The lady looks at the card and goes, "Oh, you need to pay? Yeah, that's over there." And I was like, "Oh, well, it wasn't very descriptive on your machine." And she's just looking at me, and I was like, "And there's no one out at the front desk." So, and she's like, "Yeah, well, they're PennDOT." And I was like, "Well, aren't you? What are you doing here? Are you just not PennDOT and you're going to take pictures? Because that doesn't seem safe." Are you like...
Independent contractor.
Right? And she couldn't she's just looking at me, and I was like, "Okay, well, whatever. What button do I got to press?" So she comes out and she shows me. As soon as we press it, I go into the back. This dude, nice dude, he hooks me up, gets me everything I need. Then it takes like an hour for the printer to copy my papers. Like the printer just wouldn't copy anything to send it to the fucking computer. So like we got everything done on our end, and we're just sitting here waiting for this piece of shit machine. And by the way, they're charging us to switch our IDs over. So it cost me like $100 to renew my ID. Oh, it was a pain.
So, speaking of, I actually took your girlfriend over to the DMV to go get her real ID too.
Mm-hmm.
That was, I want to say, 2 or 3 weeks before you even had to do it.
Yeah, they voided. I didn't realize, but the last time you guys went to go switch your ID, they voided it.
Yeah.
I didn't realize that.
Yeah.
And never gave her another ID. They just voided her and went, "All right, have a good day."
I felt so bad that time. The day that we went over, it was just fucking packed. There was not a single seat in there. Actually, she had to stand for a little bit until somebody cleared out.
Yeah.
And I went into my car and just sat and fell asleep a little bit.
Right.
But then I walked in because she needed help with something, and there was no seats. I helped her with what I had to do, and then I walked back up to the car. I was like, "Hey, you're on your own."
All right, well, you are an adult.
Yeah.
That's what I keep telling her.
Then I said I went with my brother the other day to go get his. He had a day off and just decided we went on Monday. Mondays, they're not open. Except because of the rush of this real ID, they went, let's open on Monday and just only do real ID stuff.
Yeah.
And they didn't tell us that until we were already there for like 20 minutes. "Are you here for a real ID?" And he goes, "Yeah." And they go, "Oh, that's good because we'd kick you out if you were doing anything else."
Yes. And dude, when I got there was like a box that said "Forms for your real ID." I walked over there. The box is empty. And I'm like, well, hopefully they don't need these forms because you don't even have any. And what are you going to do? Yell at me? Like, it's not my fault you don't have the forms I need.
There is a desk right in front
Yeah.
when you walk in the door, and sometimes there is a person there. Sometimes there is a kiosk there, and I've noticed a lot being there the last couple times.
Yeah, they know you. They're like, why is this kid here all the time?
I sat back and I watched. People would walk in the door and just immediately panicked if they weren't immediately helped.
Yeah.
And then like somebody would come through and guide them or whatever, or they'd walk over to the kiosk. Nobody actually walks over to the kiosk themselves and actually like pulls the ticket. Somebody has to go, "Oh yeah, go over to our kiosk and go ahead and pull the ticket." But I literally sat there just looking at the door, and I watched 5 different people come in, and there was no worker in the front. I don't know if they were on break. I don't know if they were using the bathroom. I don't know what the fuck they were doing. But it was like 20 minutes where people just sat there. Didn't even look around or try and find somebody. They just sat there.
To be fair, you're in a government-owned building, and anything you do is a federal offense. You do, like...
What I'm saying is they're not even looking around to see if there's like a sign that says, "Pull this ticket."
Yeah, but my problem with it is half the time they don't even know they don't even know how so you go there. And before you go there, Let me make sure I have all my files. Okay, so you go onto their website. Their website's confusing as hell to navigate, and it takes forever to load. And then when you finally do, half the crap on it is wrong. It doesn't even tell you the right information. So then you go down there and you think you have what you need, and now they're like, nope, you need this bull crap. Next thing you know, this is your 5th stop there. You're scared to touch anything because God forbid if they kick you out one more time, you got to come back for the 6th time with some different paperwork.
And you've taken 4 days off?
And you're taking 4 days off of work. It's a terrible system. This is exactly why the government should stop funding it and it needs to be privatized. Because if it was privatized, there'd at least be competition. Or at least there'd be a second one that I could... Like, look how much better cable is now that we're getting fiber optic.
Yeah.
Because all you have to do now is tell them, no, okay, I'll get fiber optic. And they go, oh, wait, we can do something about this.
Your uncle called me the other day, or I called him, or whatever happened, and he goes, hey, did you get fiber optic? I said, no. And he goes, what the fuck, man? We were just talking about how you were going to get fiber optic. They just installed it in your area. And I said, oh, yeah, I just used that company against my company.
Yeah.
And got a lower rate. He goes, well, what the hell? I'm paying for both of them. I said, are you fucking kidding me? You have 2 different internets? Like, you paid for both?
Yeah, why?
He goes, well, yeah, I mean, I haven't canceled one yet.
Listen to this bullcrap. So I'm sitting there and my internet gets automatically taken out. Well, this time it gives me a notice that the internet got taken out. I looked at it. It's like $20 more than what I've been paying.
Yeah.
And I was like, what the hell? I was like, I ain't paying $20
Have you been there
more
for
a
a year?
month. Yeah, probably.
That's why
See,
your offer went away.
I called them. They said the same bullcrap. And I was like, well, I'm just not going to pay
You're
it.
penalizing me for being a loyal customer.
That's what I said. And this guy, the first guy I called, did not give 2 craps. He didn't. He's like, yep. I went, okay, well. He was like, yep, that's how it goes. It sucks, don't it? And I was like, this guy's like the best, right? This is the best for any complainer.
I love fucking doctors that do that. You know you're fat. Yep.
So eventually I get up and I get to the point where I'm talking and all of a sudden they can knock it down $20 or more. They were telling me that by the way, they switched me. They didn't tell me, oh, your last one, you were getting charged for 600 whatever, megabytes. And they're like, but you could only receive 400. So now that you're going to this new house, you're getting to 600, so we're charging you the extra. And I was like, what? Then they tried to charge me a setup fee, and I was like, dude, I'm taking my own stuff.
Yeah, they have to set it up with a different house.
Oh, no. You could get that waived.
Oh, yeah.
The same guy that I talked to who was a salesman, but who knocked down my payment per month, also told me how to go back through there and get that taken off.
Yeah.
And he was like, just to let you know, the workers can't do it. Hint, hint.
The manager can.
But their higher up should be able to. Hint, hint. Basically, like, don't even talk to them. Just instantly ask for a manager. Instantly Karen them. Manager. Hello, sir. Welcome to Spectre's manager. I need a manager. Okay, you got another one of these blind ranks?
Yeah. This one's going to be superpowers.
Ooh.
Clairvoyance. You know what clairvoyance is?
Like,
being able to see the way.
Yeah. We'll go 4.
It's like deja vu.
Yeah, we'll go 4. You never know how that's going to be. And then, like, dude, like South Park, what was their superhero there that would always fly in? No, that doesn't matter. Next
Mr.
one.
Pooh,
Yeah, no, he wasn't a superhero.
Dude, this one's a fucking good one. Laser eyes.
Laser
eyes.
See, I'd go 5.
5?
Well, okay. Dude, the only laser eyes I can think of, because you said lasers, not heat, right? Because Superman has heat vision.
It is a picture of Superman, but...
Superman has heat vision. So you told me lasers. I'm thinking Cyclops. And to be honest, that seems terrible.
No, that's a kinetic blast. That's like getting punched.
Yeah, it's from a different universe. I know that. His eyes, like, it pulls energy from a different universe. Yeah. But those were more lasers. I would say that's more laser-like than heat vision, right? And that's in my brain.
Have you ever seen The Boys?
Yes.
The Amazon TV show?
Yeah. The gill part got me, where she's shoving her fingers in his gills. I was like, oh.
This reminds me of the dude the main dude that's just
Or like, I just think Cyclops, and I think of the negatives of Cyclops, and I think I just assume this genie's evil that's giving me these powers, and they're trying to screw you.
All right, number 5 then. Next up, camouflage.
Camouflage? See, I think that would be a great one. Because it's basically invisibility. If you can camouflage anywhere, that's invisibility.
But it's not invisibility.
But it is.
It's not.
But it is.
It's not.
Okay, we're going third.
A ghillie suit doesn't make you invisible.
But it does. If your superpower was camouflage, dude, it's not saying ghillie suit. It's not saying your superpower is you're good at dressing up. Your body probably contorts and just makes yourself the wall.
Number 3. Next one, elasticity.
Ooh, see, that's a good one. Every rubber man in any type of comic is always OP as hell.
Yeah.
Number 1. Stretchy, dude. Everything stretches.
Also in The Boys, that guy is a youth leader in a religious cult.
And I could be like Luffy.
Number 2 leaves you telepathy.
Yeah, that's good. I'm fine with that.
You okay with that?
Yeah, I'm fine with that.
Your final ranking?
Honestly, I would have probably put telepathy a little further down, just because, like, knowing what people think, I think would put you into like
a weird frame of mind.
Yeah, I think your mental health would definitely go down because you'd hear everyone judging or the little thoughts.
So your order is elasticity, number 1, telepathy, number 2, camouflage, number 3, clairvoyance, number 4, and laser eyes, number 5.
What's it? Oh, hindsight. Captain Hindsight. That's who I was thinking of. Captain Hindsight. And he always comes after the problem. He goes, you should have had this or that.
I always think of...
That's what I think of clairvoyance. Like, what if you got hindsight? Just the greatest hindsight. It's useless. Useless. Oh, dang, this is what I should have done. I didn't.
So I have a story where I was talking to Verizon, my own kind of phone call story. My mom went to go get a new phone, and I wanted to call into the store and see what phones they had in stock so I didn't waste time going there. Mm-hmm. I knew exactly what she wanted. I knew the color she wanted. I knew the size she wanted, the model she wanted. And I just wanted to verify that they had that in there or that I could make some kind of change to it if need be. If she couldn't get blue, she could get black. She'd still be fine with it.
Yeah.
So I call into the store and I get the automated line. And
hello, sir.
The automated line couldn't help me, so I talked to an operator and got online with somebody. And I said, hey, I'm trying to figure out, if you guys have this thing in stock. And they went, oh, yeah, here's the phone number for the store. I went, perfect. So I hung up with them, called the number for the store, boop, right back to an automated line. I went, oh, that's not kosher.
Right.
So the next person that I talked to, I flipped the fuck out on.
Well, right. You were telling me a little bit about this earlier, and you even said that you had to argue to even get the phone number.
Yes.
But before that, they just told you somehow it's impossible.
No. The very first lady gave me the phone number.
Oh, just instantly?
Just instantly gave me the phone number.
Oh, she must be new or something. She didn't even...
So the next person, when they called, I said... when they answered, I said, I'm just trying to call in. Well, sir, you can do that online. You can look up if they have availabilities online. And I said,
can't you just tell me?
I said, I don't want to do that.
Yeah.
I said, I just want to call the store and see if they have it in there. I don't want to be told, oh, there's a possibility that 3 stores away that it's going to have a thing and it's still available, even though it's not really actually in the store. Yeah. I said, I only want to go to this store. I don't really want to go anywhere else. I just want to know if this one has it.
Yeah.
And they go, I'm sorry, we can't allow that. I said, what do you mean you can't allow that? They said, we can't give out the company's store number for personal use to call the store. And I said, that's bullshit because the lady right before you gave me the number. And I read it out and he goes, oh my God, that is the number. So I said, okay, so you have that number pulled up. I said, transfer me then.
Right. Send me there.
I'm sorry, sir, we can't do that. I said, Why the fuck not? Well, it's just our policy. We don't let that happen. So I said, fuck you guys. I'm just going to go into the store. And they went, are you sure you don't want to look it up? I said, fuck you. I don't want to look it up.
At this point, I want nothing to do with it.
So I walked into the store with my mom, not knowing if they had any of the things in stock that I wanted, and or that she wanted. And I walked up to the guy, and he like greets me as soon as I walk in. He goes, "Hey, how's your day doing?" I said, "Pretty fucking bad."
You're about to eat it.
He goes, "Oh, why is that?" I said, "I tried to call the fucking store to figure out if you guys had stuff in stock, and I got the goddamn runaround." He goes, "Yeah, I have problems calling into the store, and I'm an employee of it."
Dude.
I said, and they gave me the phone number, and I held the phone number out, and he goes, "Yep, that's the number I call."
Yep. Dude, I was talking to somebody, and they were telling me about this screwy and warranty situation they're in. So they got into a wreck. Okay. The insurance paid their half, but the warranty, the Gap, and basically like Gap, was gonna cut a check for the other half.
Okay.
Now the check wasn't gonna get there before they would have to make a couple payments or something. Like the check was gonna take a minute to get there. So the person called the bank that they still had the loan through with the car, asked them about it. They said, "Well, if you don't pay, it's going on your credit score." Like, even though, yeah, we know we're gonna get paid out and it's gonna come like a couple weeks later, you better make the payment anyways, or else we're gonna ding you. He makes the payment. Next thing, he waits a while, doesn't hear anything back. He calls the loan company. They told him, like, "Oh, well, when we got paid, we sent our extra check," because once they got all the money, they sent the excess back to the car company, right?
Okay.
Since they were the ones who held the warranty, technically they took the bump.
Okay.
Whatever. So they sent it back to the car company. So he calls the car company. The car company goes, "Oh, well, that was all paid off, so it got closed out. So it got bumped back to corporate." And they're like, he's like, "Corporate?" And they're like, "Yeah, because it's this type of warranty or whatever, it has to go through corporate." And he's like, "Okay, well, what's the number to corporate?" "Oh, well, we can't contact corporate." Like,
how do you call?
Yeah, how do you? "Well, we can maybe send an email. I'm going to have to get like my boss." And it's like, it's your own corporate. It's your own corporate. What do you mean you can't even talk to them? Like, what the hell?
It's not a two-way communication.
No, it's basically like, we don't want to hear your problems.
We're going to give you problems.
We're going to give you problems. You better figure it out. And like, he was like, "Well, if it was closed, why didn't you just send a check to me if the account was closed?" And they're like, "Well, we had to send it back to them, but we can't contact them. So good luck getting your money."
Wow. And that's all somewhere.
Yeah, it's just people holding on to it.
All right, but I think we're going to forego the last one here. We're on Anchor, Apple, Spotify, and Google Podcasts. Lunch Table PBJ is probably how you're listening to us right now, so if you are,
keep go ahead and doing that.
We're on YouTube and Rumble at the Lunch Table PBJ. That might be how you're watching us right now, so if you are,
keep go ahead doing that.
Is it nipples?
Nipple lights.
Nipple lights?
Yes, Frankie off One Piece has nipple
I
lights.
thought your nipples just transformed.
Really, what I was also thinking was the cable guys from South Park with their little flip-up shirts where they can rub their nips.
See, I thought it was like your nipple turned into octopus. No?
Octopuses. It's your tentacle porn you like.
We're on Twitter or X at Lunch Table PBJ. That's how you can stay up to date with some of the stuff that we're doing, as well as take care of our polls.
Tell us how you watch hentai without telling us you watch hentai.
The poll for this week, I think we determined, is are laser eyes cool or not?
Yeah.
I would set that shit at number 1, and you set it at 5.
5. Yeah. First off, the power would be all right. That'd be okay. But I think there's so many negatives. Like, if you end up like Cyclops, where you always have to wear glasses, and if you don't have them, you just kill everyone you love.
See, I'm thinking like Superman. I know it's heat vision, but like still, where you can like turn it on and turn it off, use it how you want to, and just cut through everything. You'd never need a table saw.
Yeah,
you would never need a knife
until you get so excited you like blow someone up or something. I'd much rather have X-ray vision. At least I know all I'm doing is giving you long-term
Cancer. We're on Facebook at the Lunch Table PBJ, as well as a fan page with Munchies. That's how you can really stay up to date with everything that we're doing, as well as tell us how we're doing.
Yes, if I had that power of seeing through clothes, a lot of ladies would have cancer.
On Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube Shorts at the Lunch Table PBJ. CJ takes care of those, and this little weirdo checking out every woman he wants to.
If I had X-ray vision,
cancer.
if I had X-ray vision, I would check out a cock or two. Sometimes you need to know what they're packing.
That's a shirt.
That's where you got to put a bird on it.
We're on Patreon. Lunch Table PBJ. You would be one of those people who gives a little bit extra. That's the way to do it. You fucking pervert. Take us home. Wow.
Like, share, subscribe, all that fun bullshit. Thank you for stopping in and always watching us and letting us be entertaining and a little bit awkward. She's not here, but thank you for always being here in spirit, Sharon. Drew, thank you for being here.
I can get a new audience member if you want.
We could. I told him he should be on one, and he's like, oh, I don't know. And I was like, we got a chair. You can just sit over there, and we only got to pop you up when you say something. Drew, thanks for being you, always. Any advice for the people?
Yeah, sometimes it's okay to check out a cock or two.
Love is on a spectrum. Peace.
Goodbye. Wow. You would. We don't say it.
Well, that
keep that deep down inside.
That, or with the power, since I know I have the power, I know I'm cooking his testes.
Somebody you hate, you just turn up the intensity.
Right.
You're gonna get ball cancer, Heroes.
Why are you an inch away from my ball sack? No reason. Your fucking face gets red. My balls are itchy. Then you go, see you later.
Sir?